All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our call on a Thursday. I'm glad to be here live with you guys. I just flew back last night, and of course, I was out at a beautiful resort, and the main thing I had with me was my bottle of water. All right, so we're going to talk about hydration today, my friends. We're going to be talking about how you can take a product with you, something that you do every single day of your life, and how by adding this one thing, and maybe even two things, to your water, how it can transform your health and wealth. But we talk about the wealth side of it on another day. Today, we're just going to purely talk about the health aspect on this call. So, my name's Leroy. I'm going to be your host tonight. I hope you guys can see my slides. And as you see here, it says an opportunity of a lifetime has arrived. Well, my friends, I always say this without a shadow of a doubt. I believe a product of a lifetime has arrived. You know, it was only a few months ago I got, invited to take a look at a Zoom, just like what you guys are looking at right now. And in fact, just before I get into my Zoom, turn off any distractions, your cell phones. If you're on them, then fair enough. But if you can mute out any background noise while I go through this information over this next hour. I believe you will be of great benefit to you, and I want to make sure you get the best experience of what we're talking about tonight. So it says here that the opportunity of a lifetime, for me, is a product of a lifetime. I've been somebody who has, I believe, looked pretty much after myself all these years. But then as I start to get up in age, into my 50s, dare I say, I started to get these pains that I never experienced before. And I've tried many things, and you're going to hear a bit later on about my own story. But this product, just by drinking water, my friends, not just any water you're going to hear from tonight, but something that I added to my water was an absolute game changer. And so we are talking about a product for me of a lifetime has arrived. What is the issue? Why are so many people getting sick these days? Why do we have one of the biggest, I would say, health crises going on? We have a lifestyle that may not be serving us in terms of, this fast food diet. Of course, if you don't live on this stuff, may not be such a big deal, having it now and then. But if it's a staple, these foods are very acidic in nature. And we're going to be talking about what happens when you have too much acidity in your body, whether it's the soft drinks, your ice creams and all this kind of stuff. Okay, like I said, everything in moderation. But take it on the flip side. Those of you who, you go out to your supermarket, you get the best of the best, you get your greens, right? You make sure it's, organic, and you hope it's organic, right? These things are sprayed to death, right? So it's hard to tell nowadays. By the time you take your food home, what's being put on it. And so we do the best that we can do to make sure it has no nasties on it, right? And you hear from people who've used this product on their product, this water, and how it's just cleaned up some of the nasty stuff that they didn't even see before. And they've been consuming it all these years. So that was quite, shocking in one word. But our modern day lifestyle, my friends, is a real challenge. As I spoke about recently, there was an article, actually it was a video on YouTube. This guy couldn't believe it, and I couldn't believe what I was hearing. In the US, and it's going to be spreading throughout North America, there's products that are labeled not fit for human consumption. So I don't know in all of my years how that's even legal to be putting it on a food shelf for you to eat with a label not fit for human consumption. This is what we're dealing with in 2026. And the bioengineered food, moderated food, you need to check the stuff before you consume it. Check it, because there's so much going on out there, my friends. It's a war of some sorts. So taking care of your body is number one priority, and it became more of a priority as I aged and really respected a lot of the things that I was told growing up about eating greens and all this kind of stuff, right? Having the different colors of the rainbow on your plate so that you can get the best nutrients in your body and antioxidants and things of that nature. So we're going to be talking about that, and how what I came across back in January and actually experienced it for myself in February has totally transformed my health, and has so many other people in a similar manner. So we're going to talk about this gentleman here, Otto Heinrich Warburg. he mentioned this. He said that all forms of cancer develop due to two basic conditions. And one of them is acidosis, okay, acidity of the blood. And the other one is hypoxia, lack of oxygen. Imagine, he said this over 100 years ago, and he won a Nobel Prize for his thesis on the primary cause and prevention of cancer. Now, if I was to do a survey and ask you guys, do you know anyone or any within your family or somebody you know of who's got cancer? And I'm sure all of us would probably say, oh yeah, I know this person, and such, and you know, they overcame it, you know. And I've similar situation in my life, which is actually what got me on this health journey, because almost about 30 years ago my cousin passed away due to cancer, and I didn't really know exactly, you know, wow, what was the cause, the primary cause of it. But then I started to take a real interest in different things, and I came across some really mind-blowing information on how the body can heal itself, given its, you know, different nutrients. And we've got people on this call who have, you know, praise God, survived it and thrived through it. Okay, and so we know it's something that can be treated and dealt with, despite all what you may hear through to big pharma. And you know, we're not going to spend time going into that. But what he said was two forms, which were the basic conditions of what we are seeing creating these tumors, and he won a Nobel Prize for his work. So I want to ask you a question. Do you reckon that this information that got shared almost over 100 years ago is more prevalent now in 2026 than it was back in 1931? I know none of us was around back then, but I'm sure you would agree with me, my friends, that this is one of the most important things that we can deal with for our bodies. He says here, goes on to say, cancer grows in oxygen deprived acidic tissue. Guys, I'm going to show you a product that is an absolute game changer. And we're not here to make health claims or anything of that sort, but we're just going to share with you how amazing the body is, you know, what God created for us. And once you give it what the body needs, guess what? It's going to do things which are miraculous, if I can even get my words out. Such a miracle, I couldn't get my words out. So he says here, disease cannot survive in an alkaline body. Cancerous tissues are acidic, whereas healthy tissues are alkaline. So when I showed that first slide where you had the different foods, you know, the burgers and the fries and all that stuff, right? They are acidic in nature. So if you have a lot of that, guess what? You're going to have a buildup of acid in your body. Okay. And just like in everything, right? Moderation is the name of the game. So it says here, deprive a cell 35% of its oxygen for 48 hours and it may become cancerous. Now, I really want you to think about that. That's an amazing statement. Okay. We need to get oxygen into our bodies, into our cells, just as the air that we breathe. Our cells need air to breathe. It needs oxygen. It needs to be hydrated. It needs nutrients. We're going to be covering all of that in a very amazing way, my friends, in a product that, like I said, has got me so fired up because I'm seeing the benefits for me and so many other people who we've managed to share this product with. So let's just look at what happens with your cells. I'm going to talk about what we call free radicals, okay? And free radicals, it's not a political group. It's an atom, an isolated oxygen atom. And if too much of that, like anything, too much of that, it becomes harmful to the body. So let's just have a look with proper cells that's been oxidated, as we spoke about. The body needs oxygen. Your cells need oxygen. Your cells look healthy. They have that balance. They have that protection. Now, what happens when they're not? You don't get the hydration. You don't get the protection. Your cells now start to break down. Okay, and you're gonna have problems. Start to create what we call dis-ease. Okay, and this all it's we find many different ways on how this can even happen. It's because your body, my friends, or your cells are not being able to defend itself through the attacks, through the lack of nutrients, through lack of antioxidants, all these things. And this research, again, was done back in 1954. So there's nothing brand new we're talking about here today, ladies and gentlemen. This has been going on for decades of research, and it's there. It's out in the public domain for you to do your own due diligence. I'm just going to share with you a product that has changed the absolute game for so many of us. So let's just have a look a bit further. Overwhelming amount of studies. It's clear there's a link between lifestyle disease and free radical damage. If you do not believe me, you might want to believe a doctor. You know, I'm no medical professional. So this gentleman here, another professional that has got a lot of credibility behind him, Dr. Richard Cutler. He said the amount of antioxidants in your body is directly proportional to how long you will live. Okay, so that you may want that statement to just land a bit. Imagine reducing the amount of antioxidants in your body can prolong your life. I mean, this is serious, right? This is life and death we're talking here, my friends. I don't know how much more serious we need to get here on this call, but I'm going to try and make it light because that's the kind of thing I do. But we're talking about cardiovascular disease. Okay, we know that's just like all around us. Diabetes, another one, like ravaging our communities for many different reasons. Age-related macular degeneration. We know so many people who have, you know, dementia and things of that nature. Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, cancer, as I mentioned, and metabolic. Let me just mute your lines, guys. Thank you. So the list goes on and on, my friends. So if you could have something that can help in any one of these areas that either you or somebody else you know, and like I say, my friends, prevention is better than cure. Do not wait until you have a symptom of one of these things before you act on it. Okay? We don't know what's going on in our bodies on a day-to-day unless we get our bloods done every single day. And the people that have dialysis and stuff like that, they know every time they go, they get their bloods checked and stuff like that. That's a regular work. Now, we don't want to get to the point where something happens before we take action. Let's look at what happens when you do not take action and have free radicals running in your body. This could be somebody who you know, for example, and you meet them, you're like, wow. In your head, you're thinking, my gosh, you've aged a bit. What's happened? We're the same age, right? Or you might be looking back in the mirror and saying that to yourself and saying, wow, I'm starting to get these crow's feet and all this kind of stuff. And it could just be the fact that, you know, your body's not getting what it needs. Simple as, right? So let's just have a look at that. If your body is not, and we know as we age, we lack, there's certain things the body doesn't produce as much of. So we definitely need to be taking care of that. But premature aging, we know it's a big industry. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry, right? People buying creams and stuff like that. And it could just be the fact, guys, you're not just getting some of the things that we're going to be talking about on this call at the first premise. Okay, so if you can have something that helps you with all of those different areas, as well as maybe give you younger looking skin, I'm sure you would want to know more about that. So how can we reduce the acidity and free radicals in our body? Great question, my friends. First, we're going to understand this whole chemical reaction in what takes place in magnetized water. I tell you, my friends, not all water is the same. Sit back, relax, 2-minute video, and I'll be back.
When we are thirsty, we fill a glass with tap water or drink some water from a plastic bottle. After all, water is water, right? Magnetized water is popular in Japan. But before we get to know its properties, it is important to understand how and what happens to magnetized water. If you take some water to analyze, you will notice that its molecules are disordered. This is because of the minerals. When submitted to magnetic fields, the molecules turn back into their normal state, which makes the water more beneficial to our health since it heightens the energetic balance of the body and strengthens the immune system in general. That's why magnetized water helps prevent many diseases of the human body. Did you know that more than 70% of our bodies are formed by water? We need to replenish water to eliminate toxins from the body, hydrate tissues and cells, help the kidneys, facilitate blood flow, to fight bloating and boost immunity. Some of the benefits of magnetized water are helps in nutrition and hydration of cells, aids in cell cleanse, reduces blood acidity and the excess of free radicals in the body, increases the oxygen in cells and blood, makes the hair softer, moisturizes the skin, leaving it soft and healthy, aids in the prevention of many diseases, lowers blood sugar levels, preventing diabetes, helps prevent many types of cancer, reduces the risk of osteoporosis and fractures by increasing the bone density and bone resistance, avoids premature aging, increases energy levels. According to studies published by the National Institutes of Health, USA, drinking magnetized water means more quality of life. If you already knew about magnetized water, tell us what you think.
Yes, we are going to tell you what we think. We think it's absolutely amazing. So, why is this so profound? Why is this water, amongst all different types of water that's out there, having such a profound effect on the body? Well, we're going to look at that right now. That chemical reaction I spoke about and you saw on the video, when the water is super magnetized, there's this process that takes place called water hydrolysis. So as we know, water is H2O, okay? It dissociates into OH minus and H plus. So you've got hydroxide ions and hydrogen ions. And let's just have a look at what happens when this reaction takes place. Underneath the normal eye, you look at your water and stuff like that, you're not going to see that there's clusters, okay? There's hydrogen ions that are clustered together. And so your water that you buy, whether you buy bottled water, whether you have a filtered water system, which is great, it's going to make this job even better for yourself. Once you add this to the mix, we're going to add minerals to the game, and you're going to see what happens here. The minerals found in water is going to react with these hydroxide ions. And so a form of alkaline hydroxides is your calcium and magnesium. Adding those together, consuming that, is going to help reduce the body's acidity. So let me just say that again. When consuming magnetized water, it reduces the body's acidity. Tick. That's the first thing we spoke about today, right? How can we reduce the body's acidity through the things that we are putting in our bodies, first and foremost. Second thing, the main objective we see here is how this water, the hydrogen ions, react with the excess free radicals in your body, forming water. So, my friends, there's two things that we spoke about at the top of the call. These are the things that get addressed by drinking this water, which is why when people are drinking this water, they find it a lot more refreshing, lighter. They may want to go to the washroom a bit more often, because guess what? It's detoxing. It's getting rid of stuff that your body does not want. The excess free radicals being one of them. Okay, so this neutralizes. It's like zapping. I don't know if you ever played Pac-Man and you're on that machine and you're zapping the little alien or whatever. That's what this is doing. It's neutralizing the free radicals that's causing all this damage to our bodies. Okay, absolute game changer. So I'm sure if we did a pop quiz, we all knew that our bodies are at least 70% water, right? Now, knowing it is one thing. Doing something about it is another, all right? So perfect example. I was a guy drinking maybe 1.5 liters a day of water, maybe 3 of those 500 ml at a push, maybe sometimes 1 liter, because I'll be drinking other stuff, but I wasn't drinking enough water. And your body, my friends, is made up of water. Yeah, do you know, I always talk about your body's many cries for water, the brilliant research done by this doctor. And so the water that we drink is one thing, but is it of good quality is the other thing, right? So a lot of people drink a lot of water. Oh yeah, I drink a lot of water. Yeah, no problem. Some of you heard 2 weeks ago, I had my friend who took a sample of the water, right? She drinks a lot of water. She took a sample of the water, and within 1 day, she could not believe. Like when she called me up and said, I can't believe it's the water. It's not even been a full 24 hours. And the pain in my knee and this stuff. And I'm telling you guys, it's unbelievable. Like what is happening when people take this. Now, does that happen all the time? Excuse me. No, it doesn't. But it does happen. We do have people within a 24-hour period trying this water, noticing the difference. Even people who don't like drinking water, coming back for more once they see it. I've seen it happen myself. It just kind of makes me laugh when people try the product and they just want more of the product. Because they don't necessarily drink water. And now I've gone from barely drinking to now being a water evangelist, telling everybody, you need to up your water, guys. I love this water, 3 liters, no problem. So let's look at this. Water determines disease, Water determines health. Appropriate, adequate water restores health. Ionized water hydrates, alkalizes, antioxidizes, and detoxifies. Water can be used as a medicine. And that's Dr. Laia Ribeiro. So, again, I love the fact that these loads of references from different doctors. You know, it's not me. It's not whoever's invited you on this call tonight. It's medical professionals who spent their life in this field talking about what water does and talking about that body's many cries. The gentleman in question, I will call him Dr. Batman just to make life easy for me. He treated over 3,000 inmates in Tehran who were suffering all sorts of different things just through water, upping their water intake. I mean, unbelievable information, guys. That's what blew me away many years ago when I first came across this information. Okay, so we do say water has a difference. Okay, that's why some people who are drinking lots of water and they're like, yeah, I drink lots of water anyway. What can this do for me? What difference is this going to make? And the difference is the water that hydrates your cells against the water that does not hydrate your cells. Why are some people after 2 days or 1 day, or in my case, experiencing immense results? And yeah, I must say, I wasn't drinking a lot of water. I didn't like it. But having this added to the mix, drinking water, it was so much more refreshing. So let's just have a look at a situation here. If this is something that you put your money to, and I know one thing about human beings and human nature, you spend money on something, you're going to make sure you want to get the best out of it, right? If you bought this, say this goldfish tank or this fish tank, and you know, you spent money buying it and putting in the oxygen, you're going to get the results you're hoping for. You're not like the results on the right. You're going to look for what you're seeing on the left. You know, your fish, you see them, they look healthy, they look alive. On the right hand side, they look like, you know, they're probably swimming with their belly up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the environment that they want to be in. Now, imagine, my friends, imagine this is actually what's going on in your cells. You know, that if you was to take a snapshot and your cells are swimming in acidic water, not nice, fluent, alkaline environment. This is what's happening, my friends. So we want to be in the best state. You know, water in its own nature by itself, it needs to be flowing. Okay, we want that. We want, you know, if we go to a falls, you know, we go anywhere, it's just refreshing. We feel the power. Water is moving. We as human beings should be moving. You know, they say the new smoking is sitting, because most of us sit too much and we don't move enough. You know, back in the day, I was the remote control, right? If I had to change the channel on the TV, I was the remote control. If I wanted to get food, I would literally have to get up and get out the house. Now we can do everything from the cell phone. We don't need to leave our room for anything. You know what I mean? Everything comes to us. So the mere fact that I love about this product is that it does get you moving, right? It gets you moving. It wants to make you go to the washroom for sure when you first start trying this stuff, because it's getting rid of those toxins that you don't want to have in your body, right? Doing all this madness to yourself, right? So again, I'm going to play another short video to really give you a better understanding of what happens with magnetized water and why this company, for me, is exceptional. Okay, here we go.
First, the water that most people drink has lost its original structural characteristics from when it was alive in nature. In springs, streams, and rivers, water is constantly moving. This favors its oxygenation, in addition to its structure being composed of small molecules, which increases its hydration power in the body. When water is stored or kept in containers, its surface tension is altered. Thus it becomes much heavier, with the formation of large molecule clusters, which are completely disorganized and lose oxygen. This molecular change compromises the penetration of water into cells that form organ tissues. But the original characteristics of water, so necessary for a good cellular hydration, can be restored. This is where magnetic treatment comes in. When water is subjected to a magnetic field, an event called hydrolysis occurs, which means breaking up of water. That is, the movement caused by the molecules causes a rupture of the clusters and promotes rearrangement into much smaller structures. Thus, these H2O molecules penetrate the cells much more easily, promoting better cellular hydration and cleaning. The second point observed in the various studies carried out with magnetized water is that it contributes to a reduction of excess of free radicals. How does this happen? When water undergoes magnetic treatment, there is an ionic dissociation, that is, the H2O water molecule formed by 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom breaks up, releasing hydroxyl ions and hydrogen ions. Excess free radicals that are present in the body are negative ions, and they combine with hydrogen ions, forming new H2O molecules, thus removing them from the body. This is a very simple chemical equation that has been observed by several researchers. The third point is about the contribution to the maintenance of blood alkalinity, helping the mechanisms of our body. In hydrolysis, as we have seen, there are negative hydroxyl ions left over. This hydroxyl reacts with magnesium and calcium ions present in vital environments of our body, forming alkaline hydroxyls, in this case magnesium and calcium hydroxyls. These reactions help in the maintenance of blood pH and oxygen content. It is for all these reasons that water treated magnetically helps in the maintenance of good health.
All right. So, we're going to dive deeper into exactly what he just mentioned. Okay, so let's look at that. I spoke at the beginning of the call about your cells and how you need to have oxygen. I mean, that quote there was really amazing from the Nobel Prize winner, Dr. Otto Heinrich. He said here, deprive a cell 35% of its oxygen for 48 hours and it may become cancerous. I mean, that's amazing, guys. So, I mean, it's mind-blowing. So we want to make sure our cells are getting hydrated. We want to make sure they're getting enough oxygen. We want to make sure it's getting nutrients. This does exactly all of the three and more. So let's check this out. So your general water, as we mentioned earlier, it has this clustered effect where, you know, some people may not like to drink water because it's hard, full of clusters. And at best, if this is your cell and your cell entry point, when you're drinking your water, and you finish that bottle and another bottle and you're still feeling parched, you're still feeling dehydrated. It's like, how is that possible? Because at best, you're getting partial penetration of your cells. Okay, partial. That's what happens when water does not hydrate. Now let's take a look at water that does hydrate. So when you have the magnetized effect, when you have this magnet that's going off inside of your water bottle and it's breaking down these clusters, you know, it's nice and refreshing. I mean, I kept hearing this, guys. You know, before I came to the UK in February, and I kept hearing, oh, this water is so much lighter, it's nicer, and all this kind of stuff. And I was getting sick to death of hearing that, and I couldn't get my hands on the product. I'm like, when I come over, I'm getting my product, right? And now I'm the one that's saying, oh my gosh, this product's so light and it's better absorbing, and you know, it's true. It really does what it says on the tin. So this magnetization breaks up the clusters, decreasing water hardness, promoting hydration and total nutrients of the cells. I didn't really appreciate all of these years. I had no idea how important it was for my cells to be hydrated. Had no idea about the amount of nutrients that it should receive. I just thought, oh yeah, I'll take this vitamin and I've got my vitamin D levels and all this kind of stuff. But guess what? If I'm drinking that, taking that with whatever water that I was drinking, I'm doing myself a disservice. I'm spending money for the sake of it. Okay, now that's a completely different story, because we have 3 amazing benefits of what you're here for on this call. And I don't know what your situation is, if you're on this call because you've currently got a health challenge, or you just want to get the best for yourself. You want to put the best in your engine. You know, when I drive the car I drive, it needs premium, right? It costs a lot more than the regular gas at the station, right? And I didn't, to be honest, when I bought the car, I didn't know it needed premium. I was like, oh my goodness, how much is that going to cost me, right? But if I put anything in the car, guess what? It's not going to perform as good. If I put any oil in the car and I take it back to the dealer, and the dealer's like, what are you doing? You know, this car's a German car. What's going on? Now, better more than my own body. What am I putting in my body? All right. If I'm spending thousands to maintain my car, I'm sure that this amazing gift that we've been given worth way more than that, I want to make sure I'm getting the best in it. So this alkalizes your blood, as we spoke about, reduces excess free radicals in your body, and improves oxygenation. Now, a good and healthy life is this company's main goal. If you never heard of Timol before, join the club. I never heard of them. This company's been around mainly in the beautiful country of Brazil, and only in the last few years has it expanded outside of Brazil. But there's research out there. You can hear and find out about Timol and what we call Silosimol, which is a product that I'm going to introduce you to, on how you can have this in your hands, in your home, like I have, and take it with you wherever you go. Like I said, I've just been traveling, and you know, the lady at the airport was looking in my water bottle, and she saw the magnet and the minerals, and she was like asking one guy, and I said, it's just water. And I do have a flyer. I should have given her my flyer so that I can get her into the business. Totally missed that beat there. Anyway, this technology, guys, is out there. There's research, studies that you can go and do your own due diligence on, and I hope you do. Now, it's not just me shouting from the rooftops how great this product is and how so many people have been blessed by it. The World Health Organization, whether you like them, whether you don't, we're not here to debate that, but they, you know, 10 years after the company had been established, which was in 2004 when the company was established, and now in 2014, 10 years later, they got this certification. And I'm just going to read a little snippet of it. It says, excuse me, it says, made by the World Health Organization officially declares the recognition of the suitability of the Brazilian company Timol Ltda as the only one complying with the standards and requirements of this institution for adopting a system or method of magnetic water treatment or correction as a system or method of health protection and recovery with scientifically proven efficiency. As a resource, just going to mute yourself, guys, thank you. As a resource, including the framework of integrative health practices that make up the collection of methods and systems registered in the parliamentary institution. I didn't want to read it that far, but that guy threw me off. But as you can see here, this is scientifically proven efficiency. It's not just what we, you know, we came across it, we got a nice effect, and oh my goodness, magnetic water. No, this is actual real, the real deal. You know, I've always been a big believer in documentation beats conversation. Just show them the document. Do you know what I mean? I don't need to be talking for an hour on a Zoom. I can just show you the documentation. These guys believe that these guys, 10 years after being in business, are doing things the right way and have enough data, enough research that people are getting amazing benefits. So drum roll, please. I'm going to introduce you to Silosimol. My friends, this product, these two items that you put in your water is an absolute game changer. On the left, I feel like a boxing ring now. On the left side, we have the magnetic water. This what does the breakdown of your water, breaking down those clusters that we spoke about. And something's pop up on my screen. Oh my days. And we have on the right hand side, we have the the minerals, okay? M&M, right? We have the green one, that's top H plus, the minerals. Guys, adding those two together, we know for a fact, most of our food is bankrupt. We're not getting the nutrients that we should be getting. And again, there's a whole reason why, you know, there's some craziness going on. It's like our bodies are under attack. You know what I'm saying? Big Pharma, you know, wants to control the whole narrative on how you live. And if you give them their way, they will tell you what you're going to put in your body. And it's not good for you. Trust me. So the effects of magnetized water, as I mentioned, alkalinization of the body, the blood, increasing bone mineral mass. This is so important. Don't know if you saw in the video, we spoke about osteoporosis. What happens to us as we age, especially the elderly? If they fall, it's not the fall so much, it's what happens to their bones. Their bones are not as strong, brittle. So this helps with bone mineral mass. I personally believe this was one thing that really helped me with the pain I had. Increase in blood oxygenation. We spoke about how your blood needs to be, you know, you need oxygen in your blood. And increase in minerals, my friends, by, as I mentioned, Top H Plus. So this is like your dynamic duo, my friends, for your body. You know, your Batman, your Robin. You just have them together and they will do wonders for you. Okay, wonders for you, because it's giving the body what it needs. Now, how does it look like? In fact, before I even go any further, this product is the most cost-effective product on the planet, and we're not going to be talking about prices and all that kind of stuff tonight. We've got people, we've got different franchises from different countries and stuff. Get back to whoever's invited you. They could tell you how much it is, but I'm going to tell you this is the most cheapest product on the planet. You got the magnet, which will last you, wait for it, 30 years. 30. It will last you 30 years, this magnet. You buy it once. Sometimes people say, oh, it's a lifetime. Well, you know, we're going to live longer, right? Because we've got this product. So 30 years. And then you have the minerals will last about 3 years. Okay, because that's an actually dolomite stone. It's a minerals. You'll see it inside of the product that it's in there, right? So you can see that as time goes on, there's not going to be none of it left because it's being used. So 3 years later, mark in your diary, oh, I need to replace my minerals from the product. Okay, now this product, my friends, will treat up to, this big one, the mega one, will treat up to 20 liters of water in one go. So you have a different, you know, different items. You can have like a jug. It doesn't have to be 20 liters. It will just treat up to 20 liters. So you can treat it for yourself, give some to your family members if you like them, treat them to your neighbors if you like them. You know, you can just start sampling with people, right? That's what I did. I gave a sample to a few people. They came back. I had a lady at church. She came back the following week. She said, I want to get this product. I gave her a 4-liter jug of water to try. Gave it to somebody else to try. Came back and said, oh my goodness. Sometimes you can't just sample everybody. But, you know, with people that are in close proximity, they can get a sample of the product. And they will tell you, most times, they'll notice something. And now not everybody does, right? But everybody's body's different. There's different things going on in our bodies, all right? It may take a lot longer, it may take 90 days before you start to see something. One thing I know, my friends, all I know is I want to reduce the amount of acidity that's in my body. I want to reduce the amount of free radicals in my body. And if I can do it in a way that it just allows me just to drink water, oh, come on. Come on. Do I have to buy a tablet every week? No. I just told you this product will last you at least 3 years for the minerals. So it's so easy for me to take care of my health goals. So again, if you're like me, you let your water bottle around. I take this with me wherever I go. It's like my cell phone. I literally left my house and I left my water bottle. I was a little bit distraught, I must say. And I was like, okay, I'll survive. I can't believe it. This guy who hardly drank water. And then you've got your different variants of it, right? So one for the home and the mini one. I use the mini one and they do the same job. They last the same amount of years. It's just a smaller one will treat up to 3 liters, slightly cheaper. For me, the bigger one is more cost effective because it treats up to 20 liters, but the mini one is portable. So you can have both of them, one at home and one in your water bottles and stuff like that. So go online, do a search for Silosimo on YouTube. You will find a lot in Portuguese. As I mentioned, the company's been in Brazil for the past 18 months. And it's because of this gentleman here, Carlos Henrique, who is the CEO of the company. Still the CEO, same guy who started it 22 years ago. Some of you guys weren't even alive 22 years ago. I hate you guys. So check this out. A unique view about a unique need. I love that. Knowing the dangers of consuming poor quality water over long periods, Mr. Carlos Henrique Pereira da Silva founded Timol in 2004 with this mission in mind: to provide health and quality of life for people through high quality water that truly hydrates. My friends, he did it. He did it. When people thought he was a bit cuckoo for selling up, you know, this guy did well for himself financially, and he started to sell up those businesses and he invested it into what he believed in. And now, you know, his children, you know, we had a chance to meet his daughter on one of these calls, you know, a few weeks back. Son-in-law, they're all involved in the business. This is what you call a legacy business. This is something that it will outlive him and will outlive us. Okay? This is not a gimmick. This is real. This is a real product that's helping people live longer, better quality of life through water. Who could imagine? So 22 years later, I will update this. My days, I will update this to 22 years. Scientific evidence, proof, studies. Go on to Google Scholar, not your normal Google, Google Scholar. And there's articles published there that you can check out. The headquarter up in Brazil, you know, and again, the certification there that they received. Guys, we're expanding this all over the place, you know. It's expanding in over 20 countries. And, you know, we're just at the tip of the tip, guys. It's, you know, the penetration is so unique right now. It's so minuscule, I should say, that you could speak to 10, 100 people straight and none of them would have heard about this company, Timo. I would be very surprised if anybody, you sent a message about, you know, and you blasted out, have anybody heard of a company called Timo? And then people are asking you, why? I like to do these market research things. Why? And they'll be like, oh my goodness, you have to see what I've just seen. Have you got a few minutes? And you don't send them a whole hour Zoom, but you send them some information. This is where we are. 22 years later, it's still the best kept secret, my friends. Absolutely best kept secret. So, guys, we're not here to make health claims, okay? We are only here to just present you with some information for educational purposes. It says here, psilocybin is not intended to cure disease, but rather to magnetize water. Simple as. End off, as I would say. Magnetized water will be an adjunct in health treatment and will improve your quality of life by reducing acidity and free radicals in the body. Did I mention that? Okay, that's what this product does. Those two major things that are causing so many people to not have the health quality that they should have because of those two things causing major problems, my friends. So guys, I'm gonna stop the share at this moment in time. This is a time where I like to ask anybody who wants to come on and share a testimonial. Now guys, I do have somebody who I'm actually going to show you before she comes on. And Natalia, is your guest on the call?
Yes.
She is. Okay, fantastic. So I'm going to share something real quick before she comes on the call. And this is, again, when I first came across this company, guys, back in January, I can't believe it's been just only a few months that when I first came across this company, some of the testimonials were just like absolutely mind-blowing. Now I'm going to share my slide here. I want you to see something before I bring this lady on, because this again was just another one of those oh my goodness moments, right? One of those moments where it's just like, wow, I've seen it through other people, but a lot of that is just like, again, people that I know of. And again, now Natalia's going to bring on somebody who's going to talk about their journey, but I want to share with you this image, because when she shared this with me, I was like, oh my goodness. So I don't know the backstory to this, but you guys are going to hear in a minute about what happened and how her foot has been healing because of this product. So Natalia, over to you, my friend, if you want to get your guest on. Cool.
Antonetta.
Oh, Antonetta. Welcome.
Okay.
Let me stop the share. I want to see are you on camera? I can't see.
You can see me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, wonderful. How are you
Can see
doing?
me?
Yes. Beautiful.
My name is Antonetta Gomez. I actually joined the business from late, roughly 1 year. But the problem is, whenever I heard the message, I just take it over because I said I never see this kind of miraculous. And actually, it's coming from my side, my family. My nephew nearly lost the legs because he had an accident and hurt, and then the leg become like when you put water and then blow it. We didn't know before. Later on, nearly 1 year or 1 year after, the niece, another niece told me, Auntie, Nando gonna lose the leg because of this. I said, what? And then they sent me that image I saw. I couldn't believe. I said, why you keep quiet? You didn't tell us. Oh, I don't want to put more stress and this and that. Then straight away, I bought product from Portugal. I took a product from Portugal, sent it to Guinea-Bissau. Actually, I'm from Guinea-Bissau. I live in London. So I've been instructed and do this, buy this, and then there is difficult to find the things like here, let's say, permine, all this. I said, okay, let's buy the big barrel, bottle or whatever, to put the combo,
water.
big combo I send. And then they did it on the 20th of February. He started to drink water. I said, okay, now when you go to the post of how they call to do the treatment, take the water and give the nurse to spray on your leg before he put the treatment or whatever. And then they did it. So from 20 February to now, last Friday, they sent me image. You can't even believe. So that's a great thing I have. And I still have another one.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You got another testimonial or?
I have another testimony, but this one is it's a diabetes cousin I have in Gambia. That one nearly lost the legs because of diabetes. He couldn't move properly. He just walk like he have to hold it somewhere to move around. And that's when I sent the combo on June, last year. He started to take that water from July, and luckily, thank God, and now he's able to walk around. And last month, her daughter get married. He stand there. People said, "We can't believe why Joseph now." What happened, what he's doing to be, he get better, roughly happy. All family was happy. So that's great news I have.
Yeah,
Awesome.
thank you, thank you.
Awesome. That is amazing. That's great news. I love that. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else that has a testimonial, please feel free to raise your hand. We'll come to you and we'll put you on the spotlight. I see Harold's there. Harold, come on down.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, just to like to always say this, that I give thanks to this product because, as Leroy says, when you first get this product, you will visit the bathroom quite a lot. And my first experience was when I'm a dancer. I went to the Regis on a dancer weekend and had some food which was kind of horrible. And I drank my first 2 liters of this water. And by the way, I went to the bath. Actually, I had 3 baths in that weekend in the hotel. Right. It gave me a good cleanse. As we say in the Caribbean, it gave me a good washout. That's the first testimony. The second one is for the last 5 years, I suffer. I don't like to call it, but I suffer with hay fever. It lasts about 2 months, month of March and April. And what happens normally, my eyes get itchy and red and sore. I keep rubbing my eyes till they're sore and red for the whole of my, my throat, my nose, but most my eyes. So Glenn said to me, spray your eyes. So I put the water in a spray bottle, this bottle here. I've been spraying my eyes the whole of March, the whole of April. No redness, no sore, no rubbing my eyes. This water here, phenomenal, phenomenal. My third testimonial is for my volunteering work. I drive a youth football club weekends. I took them to our favorite club, Chelsea's training ground in Cobham. And because I drink this water a lot, and it's like it does make you go to the toilet, I didn't take it with me, so I drove to Cobham. Next day, I went to the post office, and my gosh, I had a migraine. Like I thought, how can I have a migraine? I'm drinking water. I didn't realize the whole of the day before I did not drink any water at all, and I was dehydrated. So much to the fact I was so dizzy. Went to the post office. I went home, got my water, I drank my water, and I went to my friend's house. It was actually 15 minutes from where I live. And by the time I got to my friend's house, the migraine had gone. Now, whenever I get a migraine, when I'm dehydrated, it takes 2.5, 3 hours of me drinking water before it goes away. It went in 15 minutes. 15 minutes, like, wow, right? My fourth testimony is like, some of us here, you're not gonna like this part. We like to snack out and it is the mini cheese biscuits, right? Well, I tell you what, I stopped eating mini biscuits now. I tried eating these mini cheese biscuits. I can now taste the oil. Like, ugh. And also, when I'm eating certain things, I can taste the sugar. I'm like, what? It's making you stop. You shouldn't be eating certain things. You can taste the taste, but like, too sugary. It's too oily. This is what makes you have to stop craving and eating the rubbish. Now, you all know what happened. I got to thank Natalia. When I first joined this opportunity, my good friend said to me, I've got stage 4 breast cancer. I went, what? Hang on. I'm going to Natalia's house to get a device. Let me phone it from her house. And Natalia spoke to her. I said, she said, don't worry, don't stress, because Natalia's gone through it. Harold's going to come to the hospital tomorrow and bring your device, right? Your water. So I went to IKEA. I bought a 5-liter glass container to put the water in. I bought a device. I also bought 5 liters of treated water, which I brought in. I went to the hospital room. She had 2 cousins there by her bedside. And one of the cousins said, oh, I don't drink water. I only drink fizzy water. I said to her, fizzy water is acid. I went, nurse, can I have 3 cups, please? So I had 1 cup of water to this cousin, 1 cup with the other cousin, the other for myself. Now, my friend, I won't call her name, she's lying down in the hospital bed. She hasn't had a chemo, but she's been getting all the drugs pumped her up. She's like a zombie. After half an hour, she's going, oh, you're doing something. She said, pardon me, sorry about the smell, guys. And the cousin who said, I don't drink water, she went, can I have another cup, please? I went, wow. And the very next day, my friend rang me. She said to me, the swelling's gone down my hand. The day after, she said, Harold, thank you. I feel I got my life back, right? And Tuesday, because she's out, this is 4 weeks ago, she's out of hospital, she's at home, right? And obviously they're giving her the sort of thing she's taking. She said to me, Harold, let me tell you this now. All the tests are being taken, they're all negative because of the water. All the tests which she's taking, which really should show some signs, they're all negative. She's like, can't stop. I'm like, wow, I've got to share this. So I'm hoping next week to get her on the call, but don't show her face, but she's going to give me a testimonial because she can't stop thanking me. I'm like, give me goosebumps. I'm like, wow, yeah. Stage 4, cancer. Yeah, stage 4, cancer. Yeah, and she's getting better and feeling better. And Natalia's a proof here on this call here. So, I mean, what more can I say? That's like, wow. So, that's fantastic.
Wow. That's fantastic, man. Awesome.
Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing.
Yeah, great, man. That's a powerful share, my friend. So powerful. So, yeah, I mean, when just for those who are brand new to this, when did you get involved with the product for the first time?
Myself?
Yeah, how long has it been that
Yeah.
you've been on it?
It's been is it 5 weeks, Natalia? Is it five? I
Yeah.
know. I don't. It's time flies.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Maybe two
I
months now.
yeah,
Maybe
this is my 2nd
months.
month,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I'm somebody
September.
that to
Yeah.
drink a liter of water, I can't stand the taste. Even though I know I'm supposed to drink water, I can't
Yeah.
stand the taste of drinking water. But
Exactly.
now I just go through like it's nothing. 2 liters. This is 2 of these a day.
Yeah.
2 liters a day. And by the way, I walk around with this. People go, "What's this? What's that?" It's like, wow, I get stopped all the time. And
Right.
let me tell you something, wait, and it's cool. I charge up 2 liters a time, and I give away to family and friends. And that's what's getting people interested. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna end of the month. I want a unit. In fact, the patient who's actually cancer patient, she's got orders from her family based on her response from her benefits.
Oh,
People
it's
are
good.
interested, so it's
It's
like
good. It's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
phenomenal, phenomenal.
Definitely.
No,
Unbelievable.
I would say when we help someone, is you be yourself thankful because you help them. Because
Yeah.
when we have the cancer, we have a lot of pain. Yeah, and when we take this water, you can go to do the chemo, and you come home, you don't feel you are sick. This is the problem, the happiness we have in this have this water. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, because sometimes people think that we just water. No, they have something more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
it's
thank you
definitely.
very much for everyone.
Yeah. Thanks. That was some
Yeah.
powerful testimonials, guys.
Yeah.
You know.
Like next week, I will share my son. My son broke his arm.
Yeah.
I think so. In 3 weeks, 4 weeks, was
Right.
done.
Wow.
Because to drink the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll definitely get him on.
Yeah.
That was just incredible to hear today. Guys, whoever's invited you on, we've got testimony, so many different variants of challenges. I mean, just to go back to this before we close out. I mean, I unfortunately, one of my aunties lost her foot because of diabetes. Had to get her leg amputated, and as an 80-year-old, that was so traumatic. I mean, it's traumatic at any age, but age 80, losing kind of the independence she had was something else, to see her. But one thing, guys, when I was in the hospital, they weren't serving them Sprite or Diet Coke or Coke Zero, whatever, right? They were serving them water. Everybody needed water, and I was thinking, my God, what a product we have in our hands. And I think anybody who's involved with this, what an opportunity we have just to help so many people with their health and skin issues. You see, it's just countless stories and situations. So many people have, and they don't have to suffer in that same way because of what this company is doing and helping so many people. So guys, with that, I'm going to wrap it. Thanks everyone for sharing tonight. It's been awesome as always on our Thursdays. I love these testimonial Thursdays where we can spend a bit just time just focusing on the product. We do obviously have another aspect to our business. For those of you who are interested in how to help us spread the word and generate some income for yourself and your household, we do that on a Monday at 8 p.m. UK time, 3 p.m. Eastern. So come on, same Zoom link, tell a friend to tell a friend, and come back, and we'll hopefully see and hear more people who are being transformed by this transformation of this water. With that said, my friends, we are wrapping it up.
Thank you.
Any final words, Natalia?
Thank you. We hope next week Monday we have more people in the call, and we can spread more this opportunity. People doesn't know about it because a lot of people sick
Yeah.
and suffering a lot.
Absolutely.
A lot.
Definitely.
So
I have a question on the, if you can answer me.
Sure. Go for it.
Yeah, no, the question is, would we have access to the recorded version of this?
Yes, absolutely. Whoever's invited you on, they'll be able to forward it on to you.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'll have that recorded. Who invited you to the call today?
Ali, but
Ali. Sure.
yeah, but I have registered as a franchisee actually.
All right, awesome.
Yeah, I've already done that. So yesterday I met Natalia.
All right.
Where I went to get my product yesterday.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome
Thank you.
to the fold. Good to have you on. Yeah.
Excellent.
All
okay.
Right. Yeah, we'll definitely
Great.
make sure you get the recording.
All right. Excellent.
Yeah. You will have it.
Yeah. And add yourself to the group. Get yourself added to the
so if you
group.
add me to the group, I don't know how I add myself
we'll
to the
speak
group.
to Ali about that.
Okay, excellent. Okay.
All right. Cheers.
Okay.
Take care.
Good night. Okay, cheers.
Okay, good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank